Yeah. So yesterday we have seen the linear search, right? So we'll just run the code and see. Okay. Uh, so let me just take a list as input. Okay. This was the command eval of input, enter a list. And then next one, we want a searching element. Okay. So I'm going to name it as S. Okay. We're storing the searching element in the variable S. Enter the element you wanna search for. Okay. You can give any sentence in the quotes, again, your wish. Okay. Then we want the length of the list L. Okay. Then we want to iterate through each element in the loop. Right. For I in range, you want to see this is the linear search we're doing. Okay. Yes, for I in range 0, n, right, where I takes up values from 0 to n minus 1, right? Then for each of these elements, we'll be checking. We'll be checking whether each of the element is equal to S. Okay. Now, if this is equal to S, if the element is equal to S, we'll be printing element found at. We want to return the index also. Okay. Element found at I. If you want to go one more step ahead, we can say index I. Okay. The index I. At index I. All right. And then we can break the loop when the element is found. Because once we found the particular element, we don't need to continue iterating again. We are assuming that we have only one occurrence of the element in the list. Okay. So let's run this program. Gonna enter the list 2, 6, 21, 89. Okay. The element I want to search for, I'm going to enter as 21. Okay. And they're saying the element found at index 2, which is correct, right? This is the 0th element, first element, and second, right? 0, 1, 2. This is our indexing. So this is giving the correct answer. Okay. But now let's run this program again. Okay. But now I'm going to give the same list. Let's say I'm going to give the same list. 2, 6, 21, 89. And I'm entering this searching element as, let's say, 3. Okay. And we know this 3 is not in the list. Okay. So what happens is it just stops running. It doesn't give us any output. So we want to write a statement to say element not found, right? Okay. I know most of your first instinct will be to go ahead and put an else here. Okay. If else, and then if we print element not found. Okay. Element not found. What will happen is, can anybody guess what will happen? If print an element not found here. This is inside the loop. Okay. This is inside the for loop. Okay. So let me just run it and show it to you guys. Okay. Let me just take the same list. Then I am going to enter the same searching element. Okay. 21. The decide output is element found at index 2, right? But now I've given an else part as well, right? So what happens is they'll say element not found, element found at index 2. Any idea why this is happening? Yeah.
Ma'am, because it is loop, the loop will continue doing it until it gets
Yeah,
index,
correct.
correct index.
Because it is checking every element, right? First, it is checking L of 0 equal to S, right? That is not true. So it will automatically go to the else part and it is printing element not found. So what it tries to say is at the 0th index and at the first index, element not found, right? And then at the second index, element is found. Okay, so this is not an ideal way. Okay, this is not an ideal way. If we keep this else part here, it's not going to lead us anywhere. Okay, so instead, what we want is we're gonna take a variable. Okay, I'm just gonna say found. Okay, found. I'm gonna keep this as false in the beginning. Okay, I'm assuming that we have not found the variable. Okay, that the variable is, I mean, s is not in the list. Okay, that's what this found is going to tell me. I'm just assigning found as false. False is, is a data type, Boolean data type, right? True and false. F is capitalized here. Okay, so I'm going to assign found as false. Okay, and if this L of I equal to S, yeah, I'm going to say found equals true. Okay, if the program ever enters this block of code, okay, if this block of code is getting run, that means this if part was true at some instant of the program, right? At some value of I, L of Y was equal to S, and found became true, right? So if the element was found, right? If the element was found at a particular index, this variable could be anything: found, flag, F, A, B, C, X, Y, Z, anything. Okay. So this found, if L of I equal to S for any value of I, okay, this found will be true. Okay. So in order to check if whether the value was found, if the element was not in the list or not, I just go out of the loop. Okay. See, the indentation is no longer there, and I'm out of the loop, and I'll be asking a Python to check if found is equal to false. Found equal to false means what? The thing, I mean, our program has never been inside this if block, right? If it was inside the if block, found would have been assigned true by now, right? So if found equal to false, that means element not found. Okay, element not found. Okay, not even at one instance, or not even at one value of I was L of I equal to S. Okay, that means this particular element S was not in our given list. Okay, any doubts here? Should I
No, ma'am.
explain it? No, no? Okay, fine. So I'll just run this, okay, with the same, let's say, see this one, okay, 2, 6, 21, 89. And I'm going to give the searching element as 3. Okay, there's a program. Yeah. See, this is here. So I'm giving the list is 2, 6, 21, 89, and the searching element is 3. See, so now it's printing element not found just a single time. Okay. And in other cases, it will just work like usual. Okay. If I want to run this again with some other value, okay, when the value is there, 2, 4, 6, 7, okay, and I'm just entering 6, it will just say element found at index 2. Okay, no other extra statements. Okay, so this is the working of the linear search. Okay, I hope that was clear. So let's go on to today's topics. Yeah. Today we'll be talking about functions. Okay, functions means let's say we saw a lot of programs in the last classes, right? Like let's say a program to find the sum of the list elements, right? We did that program. So let's say we want to, in a particular program, we're having so many different lists. Okay, we're having so many different lists, and we want to find the sum of these elements of the list again and again. Okay, so we want to run the same block of code many times, right? So instead of having the same code many times in the program, we will be using something called a function, okay, to simplify our task. Okay, so let's say if I want to find the sum of a list, I can say def, let's say def sum of list, a sum list, okay, And inside that, I can write all the code required to find the sum of a list. Okay, you with the for loop, sum equal to 0, sum equal to sum plus L of I, everything. Okay, and we can have that particular code. And whenever we want to find the sum, we can just call that function. We can just say sum list of L. Okay. So I'll just show a simple example of that. So a function is basically a pre-written block of code, right? That performs a certain task, and we can name it, keeping the rules of variable naming, right? It cannot start with a digit. It cannot be a keyword, right? All of those variable naming rules should be there in your mind. And this is how we write a function. First, I'm going to show a simple example of finding the difference. Okay. I know this can be done without a function also, but then this is just an example, okay, on how a function is defined. First, we have to, function should be defined at the top of a program. Okay. In Python, we should, at the beginning of a program, we should define all the functions that we need to use. So let's say, instead of writing a minus b, I decided to be a very lazy person today. Instead of writing a minus b in the program, I chose to write, let's say, difference, or I could keep it def or dif, anything. Okay, anything like that. I could give any short form, right? So instead of writing a minus b, I decided I wanted to write difference. I don't know if it was it was suitable for my lazy mind. But then instead of writing a minus b, I wanted to write difference. Okay. So I could say def difference, which is my function name. Okay. We've already seen built-in functions like input, print, all of those, eval, right? We've seen all of those functions. They were all built-in functions. Someone has already written them for us. But these are user-defined functions. Okay. These are the functions that we as a programmer is designing. Okay, so difference is the name of my function, and within the parenthesis, I'm going to give what are my inputs to this function. Okay, here a comma b, that is, I want two numbers, right? Two integers. I'm storing them in variables a comma b, right? So I want these two things as my input. Okay, I don't have to specify the data type or anything there. I can just give a comma b, and then I can give the rest of the operations in the below lines. Okay, then I have the colon and an intent, similar to our if, elif statements, and also the for and while loops, right? We have an intent after the colon, right? Then we are given another variable diff. Def is equal to a minus b. Okay, a minus b, and we're saying return def. Okay, return will actually give the value into the difference, the function call. Okay, so I'll just tell you what that is. Okay, this is our function definition. These three lines. Okay, the first three lines that you see over here is our function definition. Okay, it starts with a def, and then we'll have the name of the function, our parameters. Okay, which are our inputs to the function. These are the parameters, and we define what is to be done to these a comma b, right? So we subtract them and store them in a variable called def, and we will say return def. Now return def means this def will be stored in difference. See, difference a comma b. Okay. So now this is the main program. Okay. From this line onwards, this is going to be the main program. So here I'm taking num1 and num2 as input. Okay. This doesn't have to be a comma b. It could be any two integers. Okay. So num1 and num2 are our inputs. I mean, the numbers, we're taking them as input through the keyboard. Okay. We could just assign them anything. We have two numbers, num1 and num2. They're integers. And then I'm saying answer in another variable answer. I'm saying answer equal to difference of num1 comma num2. So this answer will now have the value that this particular function is returning. What is the function that, what is the value that difference is returning? What is the value that difference is returning? It will be diff, right? A minus b, isn't it? Okay, it will be in this particular variable diff. Okay, so and again, the inputs here are, the parameters here are num1 comma num2, which are again two integers. Okay, I'll just show you guys an example, and this will be more clear to you. Okay, Can you try writing this code? Yeah, can you define a function? I'll just open a new one. Def. You can call your function whatever you want. Let's say subtraction or sub. Okay, sub. And I can write a comma b, then colon. Then what should I write? Can anyone tell me? What should I write? To a variable, I should put a minus b, the answer of a minus b, right? Okay, let's keep it as def itself. Def is equal to a minus b, and then I'll be returning def. Okay, instead of inputting them through the keyboard, I can just say, now this is our function part, this is over, then this will be a main program. Okay, I'm just, I'm no longer indented to the right. Okay, I'm outside the function definition. Now I can say, let's say x, instead of a and b, I can use x. Okay, x is equal to 57 and y is equal to 10. Okay, and then instead of, I want to print the difference, right? So instead of saying x minus y, now I can call, right? I can say answer is equal to sub of x comma y. So this a and b, right here are now replaced by x comma y. Okay, this should be sub. Yeah, these are now a and b are now replaced by x and y. Okay, so instead of a and b here, the function will be calculating. The function will be calculating what? 57 minus 10, which are the values of x and y, right? I can just do this, and if I print answer, I'll be getting 57 minus 10. Okay. See, 57 minus 10, 47. Okay. Is this clear? Gautam, is it okay? Any doubts?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm doing it. Yes, ma'am.
You're doing. Okay, no doubts, right? Did you understand the concept? Do you want me to repeat any part?
No, ma'am, I understand.
Okay. Others, Subhadra, Pooja. Please tell me if it's clear. Okay. Okay. Right. And inside this function, we can write as much of a big code as we want, okay? It is used so that we don't have to keep writing the same things over and over again. It makes our job a lot more easier, right? Tell me when you guys are done with this, okay?
Ma'am, done.
Done, okay. Similar to this, you can write a function for addition, okay? List sum, linear search, all the programs that we have done so far, right? We can do all of that functions. And one more thing that I want to say is, we have two kinds of parameters. Okay, parameters are basically the inputs to the function, right? So when they're at the function definition, and the ones at def function name and inside the bracket, that the ones we're writing there, the variables there, they are the formal parameters. And when we're calling them, right, here we use num1 and num2, right? They're called the actual parameters. Just a little information. You don't really have to focus too much on that. See, yes, sum of elements. You can write a function to find the product of two numbers, and again for linear search. Okay. Can you write one for linear search? Yeah. Will it take too much time, or which one do you want to write? Sum of list? Is that more easy? Okay, you guys can do sum of list. Okay. List sum. How did we do that? If you forgot it, you have to take in a list, right? And then declare a variable sum. as 0. Then write a for loop and go into each element of the list and then add it to the sum. Sum is equal to sum plus L of I. Right? You have to keep doing that. Okay. I'll go ahead and write. Okay. If you're writing, just do it. Okay. I'll be writing here as well. Let's say def sum list. And what should be the parameters? Just the list, right? We only need the list as the input, right? We can even give this one without any input and just give the eval of input statement within the function. That is also a possibility, okay? But for now, I'm assuming we are putting the eval input statements in the main part of the program, okay? So let's keep this sum is equal to 0. N, we can keep that as the length of the list. Okay, then as usual, a for loop for I in range 0, n. Again, one more thing, if you don't want to write 0, n here, you can just directly write this one here, okay, 0, len of L. That will also work. This will also work just fine. And then you can write sum is equal to sum equals sum plus L of I. And at the end, you can just either you can print sum, or I think for now we can just use return. Okay, better to return something. Return sum. Okay. We'll go into the main. We'll have a val of input. Then what else do we need? We can say what? Sum list. Sum list is already used. You can just say answer is equal to. Doesn't have to be answer all the time. Could be any variable. Like let's keep it A. Okay. A is equal to sum list of. Let me use a different variable here. Let's call this list P. Sum list of P. You can use the same variable as well, just to show you guys that we can use different variables. I've used a different variable. Okay, P is equal to eval input of enter the list. So now we have the list inside P, and we're saying sum list of P that is being assigned to A. So A now contains the sum value. See, because this function sum list is returning the value sum, right? Which is the sum of the list. Sum equal to sum plus L of I. That's what we've done, right? Yes. So sum list of P is being stored in A. And we can just give a print statement as well. Sum of list elements equals comma A. Right? You're gonna enter the list. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sum is yes. Sum of list is 10. Okay. Have you all done this? Any doubts in this? Okay. Wait, this was a linear search. Yeah. Go through this and ask me if you have any doubts. Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Done? Okay. Yes. Now, the good thing about functions is, yes, you can write functions of your own and use it in different parts of your code, okay? Because when you're doing a project, when you're writing a bigger piece of code, right, you might be having so many lines of code, okay? And this might be helpful, and you might be having sometimes different files, okay? Different Python files. So from a particular file, you can import a function, okay? You can use a function, okay? And another thing is, someone else might have written these functions, okay? Or if you wrote a set of particular, a set of functions, and you want to share it to others, that is also possible, okay? So Python is used by so many people, and Python is an open source language, right? So that means many people are continuously contributing to Python, okay? So many programmers are using Python. They have already written so many modules and libraries. That means they all contain some predefined functions, variables, etc., that we can just import and use. We don't really have to know what is going behind all of this, okay? So there are modules like random, okay? There is math module, which has functions like sqrt, which is square root. Okay, we have all of those things, and we don't have to know what exactly is going behind those programs, but I mean those commands and those function calls. Okay, we can just use them in our program. We have modules and we have libraries as well, which is a collection of modules, right? So there is one called random. Okay, there's a random module and it's pretty fun to use. And to use a module, what you need to do is you can just import it into your program. What do you mean by import? You're just bringing it from somewhere else, right? So you can just say import random in your Python code. Okay, so let's just open a new file. Okay, and let's say import random. Okay, now I'm ready to use this random module in my program. Okay, so let's take a look at all the commands this random module has. Yes, we can say random dot random. Okay, random dot random, and then give a parenthesis, and it will just give us a number between 0 and 1. All right. Now, if we say random dot rand int and give two integers, okay, as the limit, we'll be getting an integer in between those numbers. Again, here 0 and 9. We have given 0 and 9 as the input, and 0 and 9 also could be the random output. It is inclusive of 0 and 9. That means this random dot randint of 0, 9 can generate any number from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. There's another thing called rand range. So this is similar to the range. It'll have 0, it'll go to 8, which is top minus 1, right? So it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It will not include 9. Okay. These are just some function. You also have random dot choice, random dot shuffle. Okay. You don't have to by heart all of these commands. I'm just showing it to you. Whenever you need them, you can just Google it out. All right. And we can do many fun things with this. Let me just show you guys a few of these commands. Let me just run them and show it to you guys. See, if I say print random dot random, print random dot random. See, 2, and then I'm closing the print. Okay. Say random. Let me just, if I just run this, wait, whatever. Yeah. If I just run this, I'll get any number between 0 and 1, right? That is a decimal, right? It will be a float. Now, instead of this, I'm just going to say random dot. What is the next one we saw? Random dot randint, right? And if I give, you guys can also try along with me, okay? If I say random dot randint of 2, 5, I'll be getting any numbers from 2, 3, 4, 5, right? See, this is giving me an integer now. And see, this random dot random will be generating a new number every time. Okay. If I run this program one more time. See, it was 3, now it's 2. See, all of these numbers changing. It was 0.3 something, now it is 0.2 something. Yeah. All of these will be different every time. We can use this to create a program that generates a password, right? or something like that. I have some fun questions for you guys to solve from this random. See, you can say we're rolling a dice and the number on the dice will be a random number, right? And we have to enter our prediction. Okay, we have to enter our prediction. Okay, so let's if we have a particular variable named value, and we can say value is equal to random dot rand int of what should be the limits. In a dice we have numbers from 1 to 6, right? So we can say value on the dice, value is equal to random dot rand int of 1 comma 6. And then we have to enter a guess, and then if the guess is equal to the number generated by the random module, we should say your guess is correct. Otherwise, we can say wrong guess. Right? Pretty easy program to do. Can you try? Can you explain the logic to me? Yeah, I think I already explained the logic, right? Can you try writing it and see if it works? Okay. The first line should be obviously to import, okay? Import random, and then instead of printing, you can store it in a particular variable. It could be any name, okay? I'm just storing it in value, and random should be from 1 to 6, right? Value should be from 1 to 6. So this will be our actual value, right? And then we should be asked for a prediction, right? So let's take a variable name. Prediction is equal to int input of, we can say, what's your guess? Okay. What's your guess? And we have this. Again, we can say if prediction equals value. You can say guess is correct, right? Your guess is correct. Otherwise, we can give an else part. And we can say print wrong guess. Yeah. Yeah, here, typo. Okay, I'm gonna guess a random number 3. Yes, wrong guess. And along with wrong guess, I think we can give another print statement, right? We can say the number on the dice was, we can probably give the value here. Okay, so that we can also see what is the number on the dice, right? So now the program will become, what's your guess? I'm going to say 4 now. Wrong. The number on the dice was 5. Okay, you can just play this again and again. See, we created a fun game for ourselves, right? 1 wrong guess, the number on the dice was 2. Keep guessing wrong. Let's see if I can get it correct. Okay, I'm going to say 5. Oh, yes, my guess is correct, right? So this is the random module. Did you guys understand this code? Gautam, are you doing? Or
Yes, ma'am, I'm doing.
you're doing? Okay. Fine. Yes, I hope others are also doing. Tell me if you get any errors, okay? Like this, you can just frame your own questions, okay? Random module is so much fun. You can generate random strings, okay? I think there are certain modules in Python that has got random alphabet, that I think that contains the set of numbers and all the characters, okay? So there are some easy ways for you to use random. Yeah. You don't have to manually enter A, B, C, D, everything. There are some modules for that as well. Yeah, then you can use random, and then you can do a random password generator, because sometimes when you log into some sites, Google Chrome will automatically ask you, right? Do you want a strong password recommendation, right? So you can build something like that with the random module, right? Very easy. You can do it on yourself. Yeah. Are you done? Any errors?
Yes, ma'am, I'm done.
Done? Okay. Good job. So this is one of the modules, okay, random. Like this, you have math module, you have OS module, right? You got so many. And the thing is, we don't have to really by heart all of these codes, okay? Whenever we need them, okay, whenever we need them to solve, the basic things should be by heart. And I mean, like, we should know them, like the syntax of for loop, while, if else, all those things, okay? Once you know the basic stuff, you don't really have to stress on remembering everything else, okay? If you are using it very frequently, yes, they'll be in your memory, right? Otherwise, you have Google, you have ChatGPT, you can always just ask, right? And you have the code with you. And there are other libraries, okay, that will need installation, okay? For example, this random module was came already, with the Python. While we were installing Python, this random module was also installed. But sometimes certain modules or libraries will not be installed, okay, will not be pre-installed, and you have to go and install them. I'll just show you how we do that, okay, because this is very important. When you start doing projects, you'll have to install a lot of things, okay? And at that time, you should not feel like this is something very new, because it's actually very easy. Let's say I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to see, I've heard of this library called PyJokes. Okay. PyJokes is a library that someone like us just wrote, and it has a huge set of programming jokes. Okay. That someone wrote. And then it'll just give us a random joke every time we run it. Okay. So I've heard of this library. So what will I do? I'll just see PyJokes, Python. I can say PyJokes documentation or something. Okay. See, I've already visited this link. See, this is the PyJokes. So you'll go to this documentation and you can already see what to do for installation, right? Pip install PyJokes. That's what you should be doing, but we're not going to do that on idle, okay? So we're now being redirected to the official documentation. This is how the documentation looks, okay? You'll have install, you'll have the home, you'll see all the commands there, okay? See, in the home, you'll have see how to use this, right? Import PyJokes, print pyjokes.getJoke. Okay. So like this, you can also write your own libraries and modules. And I think you can upload them to PyPy and all. So, but let's see how to use this for now. Okay. See, this is the command that we can use to install this. This is the one that we're generally using on Windows. If you're on Ubuntu or Linux, you'll have to use a sudo command, right? Sudo apt install. But then since we're on Windows, this is the command that we're going to copy. And we will go to our command line, command prompt, okay? So you just go to your search button and you type CMD, see? So we'll be getting the command prompt. And you just click on that and this will be opened up. Okay, your command prompt will open up and see, I'll just paste this command, okay? Pip install PyJokes. So when you're doing some projects, you'll have to create something called environment variables, okay, which are nothing but small pockets, okay, small pockets of, you're just going to separate it from everything else. But now I'm just going to install it directly at wherever this is landing, okay? This is landing at C users capscon, and wherever yours is landing, you're just going to give this command, pip install PyJokes, and just press enter, okay? So you just have to wait for a while, okay? Yeah, see, I already have PyJokes in it, so you won't be able to see it. But in your computer, you should be getting a downloading button, okay? Let me try uninstalling this. There's a command to uninstall. I don't think this is remove. Wait, we don't know. We just Google it, right? How to remove PyJokes. Yeah, how do I uninstall? Pip uninstall. Yeah, I can just use pip uninstall. Yeah. Pip uninstall PyJokes. It's gonna work. Yes. Now if I try pip install PyJokes. Yeah, this is what you should be seeing. Like collecting PyJokes, using cached, installing collected packages, successfully installed PyJokes. Were you able to install it? Gautam? Is it coming?
No, ma'am.
No? What happened? Did you reach the command prompt?
Yes.
Yeah. Then can you type in the command? Pip install PyJokes. This one, this particular command. Yeah. So this is not the best practice. I mean, whatever I've done right now, I've just installed it in my like default location, right? My users see users directly. But when we're doing a project, we'll create something called an environment variable, because that will prevent. It seems like I'm having a power cut. Don't be afraid seeing my face. Yeah. See? Yeah. We're able to do it. Pip install PyJokes. Yes. Okay. Gautam, what about you? It's not coming?
Yeah, like we need to install it from the first side, right?
No, you just have to give the command pip install.
No, about the package of PyJokes and all. In the website, we should download it, right?
No, you don't have to download anything from the website. You can just directly install it through the command line.
Yeah, I had given it, but
Is there anything coming on the screen, or is it just lagging? Do you have internet connection on your laptop?
yes.
Yes, no? Okay. You're not getting anything on the screen?
No.
Completely blank.
Yeah.
That is, after this, you're just seeing the cursor right here. Is that what's happening? Yeah. And then this is not coming, right? Okay. Maybe it's just a issue with the connectivity or something. Like it'll take some time sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Maybe because of that, but now you know how to install it, right? You just go to
Yeah.
the documentation. It's just pip install library name. Okay. Sometimes it'll not exactly be the library name. Okay. Sometimes there'll be a slight change. For example, to install the OpenCV library, you'll have to use pip install CV2. Okay. For all of that, you just go to the documentation and you just see what is being mentioned there. And you can just copy paste the same exact command. Okay. I'll just show it. We can have this file, and here I can write import PyJokes. And what was the PyJokes.jokes? They said something like that, right? See? When we went to do this home, we saw this command right here, PyJokes.getJoke, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. Not this one. Print PyJokes.getJoke. Okay. So let's see what this is gonna give us. So here, one issue that I faced was the first time I made this program, I saved it as jocks.py. Okay. But then that gave an error because jokes.py was the original file name in the module. Okay. So all of those things you have to take care. Yeah. So I've given it as joke underscore Python. See, we've gotten a joke here. If you put a million monkeys at a million keyboards, one of them will eventually write a Java program. The rest of them will write Perl. I don't understand this Java joke, I guess. Let's try it once again. Let's see if we can get a joke at our level. What did the Java code say to the C code? You've got no class. This is because Java contains something called object-oriented programming, which has something called classes. Okay, C doesn't have that. Okay, that's why. That's why. The point is you don't have to understand these jokes, but then you understand how to use this module, right? Oh yeah, my friends in a band called 1023 megabytes. They haven't gotten a gig yet. This is because 1 gigabyte, right? 1 GB is 1024. Now they only have 1023 megabytes. Okay, pretty lame, but you get my point, right? This is how you use it. First, you need to install, and then you can have them imported in your code. Okay, this is how you use it. But then you can also have environment variables, as I said. Okay, so to create an environment variable, I'll just show you the command. Okay, you can always Google it, but then you need to know that something like environment variables exist, because the first time I was doing these projects, I got a lot of errors because of version clashes. Like, for example, all of these modules and all of these libraries will have different versions. Okay, so you might need, when you're running multiple projects on your laptop, you might need different versions of a particular module installed in the same computer. Okay, at the same time. Okay, we won't be needing them. We won't be needing to run them at the same time. But then let's say one of my projects will use the version 2.6 of a particular module. The other one will need a 3.1 version. Okay, so that is there. So that's why we use something called environment variables. Okay, I'll just show you the command to create one. Okay, we'll just normally navigate to the folder where we want to create this environment variable, and we'll create. Let me just go to a folder. Okay, let's say I'm just gonna go to downloads. Okay, just gonna go to downloads. Wait, is this in downloads? To change directory, that is to move to some other see folder, you'll have to do cd, which is change directory. Okay, see, now I'm in my downloads, and in my downloads I want to create like a new environment variable. Okay, you need not understand all of this right now. Okay, but this will come in handy when you're doing your project. Okay, yes, you can do python -m vend, and you want an environment variable name. Okay, my env, something like that. Okay, now it'll just take some time to process this, and you'll have your environment variable created. Yeah. Why is it not coming? Yeah, take some time. Okay, and then you need to activate that environment variable. Okay, and then inside that only you will be giving your, now the environment variable is created. Okay, I have this prompt again. So here I will say, I believe the command was environment variable / scripts with S capital, scripts, SCRIPTS, scripts / activate. We're doing on VS Code. I think it should be activate.bat. Yeah. See, now after you do this, you'll be getting the environment variable name here within the parenthesis. Okay. This means you're inside the environment variable. Okay. Now, if I go and check my downloads, I can see that. Where is my downloads? Yeah. This should be there. Okay. Given small icons. I should be able to see this in my downloads. Should probably sort it. Yeah, see, my env is there. Okay. And some of these things, scripts, include, lib, all of these will be coming along with my-env. Now we haven't actually gone into the downloads and right clicked and created a folder, right? But when we're doing this, we can, create this folders and environment variables, everything through the command prompt. Okay. So now the environment variable is active. That means you're inside the environment variable, and here you can install your library, the libraries and modules you need to use. Okay, so this is the ideal way. So if I want to install something called matplotlib, okay, matplotlib is a library in Python which allows you to draw graphs. Okay, so I'll be saying pip install matplotlib. This isn't the laptop that I normally use, so I think this will not be having matplotlib. Yeah, see. So you'll be seeing something like this. Okay. Matplotlib is getting installed. So depending on the package, it will take different amounts of time. Okay. So now you have matplotlib installed, right? Along with matplotlib, there are other packages also coming, right? Yeah. So now inside this folder that contains your env, my env, or like the environment variable, you can have your project. Okay, you can have your project inside of that, and then your project will be able to access matplotlib. But any folder outside of this environment variable will not be able to access this matplotlib. Okay. So this was the installation. This is how we install. Still, it's not done. Okay, it will take some time. So when you're doing your projects, it's always, whenever you're installing packages, it's always important to remember these two commands. Okay, Python -menv, environment variable name, and then scripts /activate. And then if you want to, yes, now the download is complete. Now if you want to get out of this environment variable, okay, you just do deactivate, and you're out of this. Okay. So this is I think we've covered the basic syntax. We've started from this basic syntax. What is programming language? What is interpreter, compiler, right? And we've seen the basic syntax, variables, for loop, right? While loop, if else, elif. Then we have seen functions today. We have seen the modules and libraries. We've covered almost all of the basics. Okay. There are still things that you can learn in Python, which is object-oriented programming, right? So you can learn about classes and stuff. Okay. Python is not over here, right? There is so much more to explore. Okay. But I believe I've given you guys a somewhat clear foundation that will help you guys do more projects and explore by yourself. Okay. Do you guys have any doubts from today's class?